The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is EA Sports is releasing a new game for combat sports, but unfortunately, it is not Fight Night. Trill and myself, we were very excited because we thought there was going to be a reboot of Fight Night. We still playing the old Fight Night, man.
That's cute.
Trill, I'm a champion in every weight class. I need a new game.
Play the story numerous times, okay? I've downloaded every boxer in the game.
How many times am I going to beat up Jack Frost?
I'm doing crazy stuff now, like picking 130 pounder to fight a heavyweight to see if I can win. Okay, this is what's happening right now. Okay, because we haven't had any game.
Please, get us a new game, please.
Somebody. But we're going to dive into that. But let me just show you an article from Forbes. But as we've already pointed out, don't want to say too much though about them. Only just read this. Tyson Fury and EA working together should mean we're set to see the reboot of Fight Night Champion, right? Question mark. Not if recent information about the publisher and the reigning WBC heavyweight champion is correct. According to sources with intimate knowledge of the situation, Fury and EA have agreed to a deal that will have the popular heavyweight champion as a playable character in the upcoming EA UFC 4 video game. So, just when you thought there was going to be a boxing video game, they're talking about a reboot of UFC 4. So, everyone, what's your thoughts on that? I'll start this one off with G. Actually, I'm starting off with Trill since Trill actually plays the game and has some strong. Trill, what are your thoughts on it?
This is BS. You know why? Because y'all been flirting with the boxing community saying y'all was going to give us a game for the longest. Please. I've been playing this game for the longest. You know what I'm saying? Since it came out, I've been playing it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I know Ivan Frost. That's probably, I mentioned him. You know what I'm saying? I called him Jack Frost. You know what I'm saying? But listen, how many times I'm going to beat this guy? How many times I'm going to go to the story and go to jail and keep being Bishop? You know what I'm saying? I can't,
The gypsy-style bare knuckle joints, though, in the jail.
Right? So, yeah, I'm like, give us a new game. I'm demanding a new game. UFC's done had a game every year. I get it. People like the whole hugging and rolling around on the ground and hugging thing. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I want to see guys stand up with the gloves. I don't want to see guys lay around and wrestle in their underwear. I want to see them stand up and throw them fisticuffs. Give me a game. I'm demanding a game. I want everybody. We're going to start a petition. Me and Katie, we're going to start a petition. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to have everybody sign it and say, we demand a new boxing game. Put some respect on boxing. We're still the highest paid. We're still bringing in the money. You know what I'm saying? We're still bringing in the big paydays.
Hey, what's his name? Bones Jones want to get paid like Wilder. Wilder don't want to get paid like Bones Jones. So
give us.
Hey, Conor McGregor had to come and fight Floyd Mayweather to make some money.
That's just what I'm
saying. Mayweather didn't have to go into the octagon.
Yeah, stop having, like, give us the game. Give us, I don't know what the problem is, but give us a game. We deserve it. You know what I'm saying? There's so many other fights. Y'all took Tyson Fury and threw him in.
We're going to take Fury to boost the sell of our games, but not give the boxing community their own game.
Yeah,
how about you
put
put Fury
in a boxing game?
In a boxing game. How about you use Fury for boxing? But then, if you are you happy with the kibbles and bits you're getting from the UFC? Because if you make this boxing game, I'm guaranteeing it's going to sell more.
I seen all the hype it got when they was just talking about the cover. All the hype they got when they was just trying to figure out the cover. When they had AJ, when they had Canelo, and they had the young lady, Katie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? When they was talking about doing the cover, there was a lot of hype about it. So, come on, put some respect on boxing's name. What are you trying to say? We're not big enough? Because the numbers prove that we're big enough. I don't get it. I don't get it. Y'all have to tell me. Y'all got to show me. Somebody in the comments says, tell me why we don't got a new boxing game, but we keep getting these guys. Wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
IG.
All right. How am I go? Cause I feel like this is about to cause an argument, so I'm trying to word it.
Bring the smoke, G.
I'm gonna say this. I'm just gonna be honest.
It's video game.
Nah. Like, all right. I'm not necessarily a Fight Night fan. I tried it. It's just not my cup of tea. You know, I'm more of the old school Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat type. You know what I mean? But in the new Mortal Kombat that's coming out, or I think it already came out, they got RoboCop in it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think what the video games are doing is, you know, like, hey, they done put Ninja Turtles in Mortal Kombat. They done put a whole bunch of non-Mortal Kombat characters in Mortal Kombat.
Like
I think UFC is doing the same thing, where it's like, okay, Tyson Fury may not be an MMA fighter, but he is a combat fighter. He's a boxer. So that would make sense having him as a special character, you know? And so I'm for that. I think that's dope. But in regards to why UFC keeps coming out with new games versus a fight night, it could be because of the different promoters and everything in regards to boxing, because at least the UFC is just one governing body. It's just the UFC. So it's easy to create a video game when you only got to deal with one promoter, one governing, one sanctioning body, things of that nature. With Fight Night, though, there's so many hands in the pot that it's kind of like, if I was EA Sports, I'd be like, nah, I'm straight, man. Like, y'all get yourselves together, get yourselves in order, then holler at me, right? That's one thing. Then another thing, and this is kind of like why, like, WWE comes out with so many video games as well. They have a younger audience. There's a younger fan base that plays video games, right? And so EA Sports, I'm pretty sure, you know, they look at analytics. Okay, UFC has a younger fan base. If we come out with this video game, these younger fans will purchase this game. So they're probably thinking, for boxing fans, they're slightly older, you know, and so they're like, we don't know if this will really be a hit like UFC or like a WWE game. You get what I'm saying? So their fear could be, is it worth the investment? And so, you know, risk versus reward. It makes more sense to invest in a UFC video game because you know that they have the demographic that purchases video games, and they've already done it before, so they know the formula is a success. So why not repeat something that's already successful? So that's where I'm posing that argument. I don't know for a fact. I don't work for, you know, EA Sports. I'm not, you know, I'm not the CEO.
I have a quick question for you. How do you know because you said a lot, but it's impossible for you to have the data to back it up. The reason why is because they haven't released a new boxing game in years. I can't even remember when this game was made exactly. I don't even know if it's
2011.
2011. They haven't released.
All right. So for example, like I brought this up before in the past, but like the Nielsen report, right? So the Nielsen report.
I know you bring up the Nielsen report, but the Nielsen report has been wrong. Every analytics, that's a lot of people building sports teams based on that, like analytics and all types of stuff. The Houston Rockets been using analytics to build their team, and every year they lose to the Warriors.
Now, I'm not saying that the Nielsen report's always right, but what I'm saying is corporations spend thousands to even millions of dollars to use data from the Nielsen report. And they go like, okay, because the Nielsen report is, you know, nationwide. So they do the data, they do the research nationwide. So then they go like, okay, based upon the Nielsen report, the demographic of boxing fans are ABCDEFG from this region. They make this amount of income on average. So then they go like, all right, well, do those people fit the video game market? And so they have to make a decision based upon that. When they look at the UFC, they're doing the very same thing. So it's just like which formula was more successful.
I'm saying, bro, I don't really know how you're coming up with this or the so-called Nielsen report, and here's why. I just watched I just watched Floyd Mayweather versus Shane Mosley the other night. And when I tell you, you want to talk about star-studded, that was an event that was star-studded. I've never seen a UFC fight that had everyone. When I say like, dude, I can run Denzel Washington, Magic Johnson, Mariah Carey. I saw Nick Cannon. Looks like Birdman was there. It's like everyone was there. Mark Wahlberg was there. Everyone. When I say everyone, bro, it's like
who of who? The who's
listen,
who?
Jamie Foxx was there. Like, yo, I could keep Muhammad Ali was there because he was sitting there in front of. I've never seen that many celebs at a UFC fight ever in the history of UFC. Even when you go back to Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, that's what got Frank Lucas caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, since the beginning of time, boxing's the dawn. So you can spare me some BS Nielsen report. You know, because when I was in undergrad, I used to have this argument with G all the time. G used to tell me that UFC was more popular than boxing and then UFC. And then when we would pull up the numbers, I say, well, this fight, so this, show me the big, and G knows boxing was murdering UFC. It wasn't even close. So once again, where they keep getting these numbers from? All I know is this. You look at the top selling fights in combat sports, it's all boxing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no one who can tell me this BS that UFC is going to generate more money than boxing. Not in anything. Their fighters don't get paid more. They don't generate more money in pay-per-views. So stop it. I kept hearing boxing was a dying sport when I was in undergrad. Well, it ain't dead yet. And UFC fighters want to get paid like boxers. So that's a concession that boxers got it made. And so I don't want to hear that the argument that, and lastly, who said you have to stop making UFC games? They're profitable. Great. Make a UFC game and make a boxing game. Why do you got to pick one? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with everything you just said, too, about the crowds and everything with the younger generation getting involved. We got younger fighters like Shakur Stevens, Ryan Garcia, that's bringing new interest into the sport. Like the younger crowds are starting to come in. We seen what happened when it was nothing but young people when they had the little Jake Paul, KSI little thing. Nothing but kids came out to that.
And why they choose boxing? Why did they choose UFC?
And the reason
why did they choose UFC?
Because we know which sport is number one. We're just begging for a game. I hope it has nothing to do with the faces of the sport. Maybe it has something to do with the faces of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Why they won't give us the game? Who is the?
Okay, I see where you're. All right.
I don't know.
I see you.
Maybe that's the problem. Because if you look at the faces of the sports, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's where it lies. But I don't know. That's problem. I was just pulling a conspiracy.
Ned looks like he want to get in there. Go ahead.
All right. First off, I want to say shout out to Conor McGregor, yo. He retired last night. I don't know if y'all noticed. He retired like around like.
I seen that. I don't believe
it. Announced it on Twitter.
Whatever.
Anymore. Shout out to Conor McGregor, you know. But we got
retired from UFC.
He retired from UFC. He's going to boxing.
You say wait. You say he wait. Ned. You just dropped a Jew and you might miss it. So stop. You're saying that he retired from UFC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't retire from combat sports.
He didn't retire from combat sports.
So
no,
hold on. That means the most popular UFC fighter is retiring from the UFC to become a boxer, the sport you won't even make a game for. So how about this? Since you want to use Tyson Fury to sell UFC, and now we got Conor McGregor, give us a boxing game. Go ahead.
But back to, we got to take into account who's producing this game. And EA Sports has the track record of butchering games. Madden, they've been re-releasing the same game for years now, and the community has a problem with it. They butchered NBA Live. They killed, I don't know how they did it, but they managed to kill Star Wars. Battlefront.
EA Sports doesn't make 2K.
No, NBA Live. They make NBA Live. You remember NBA Live back in the days with Vince Carter and Carmelo on the cover?
Yeah, but I thought you said 2K for a second.
They killed it. They tried to make a resurgence like 2 years ago, but they went from NBA Live to NBA Elite, and then it died. and then they try to make a resurgence, but it's still not as big as it used to back in the days. And then what's their the game? I think Battlefront or a first person shooter that competes with Call of Duty. It just hasn't been out in a while. But EA, cater to your fans. You have these blogs, you have these websites where your fans tell you what they want in a game, and create a team around that game to create the game your fans want. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be something worth $60, you know? And that's the only thing I'm just saying. EA, I would buy a boxing game, but EA has a tendency to ruin it or just give you a money grab, and then you're just left with a game that you're not going to enjoy. You know, that's all I'm saying. But as a boxing fan, I would love a boxing game. I would love a Ready to Rumble 3, a Ready to Rumble 2020, you know, something like that. It would be dope. I would love a Fight Night 2020. I would love something that we could do.
Super Punch Out or something.
Even just a boxing game like where it starts like a street fights, and then you're trying to get into a professional career or amateur career, and then it's just a story that leads you to the professional. That would be really dope. But you know, I don't know who's on these boards nowadays, and also I don't know who's on these boards nowadays, and that just affects what goes into these meetings and who's saying what and what's gonna get put out. But also we gotta remember the ratings for these games. Boxing games are not rated for everyone, like basketball and all other sports that are kid friendly. So that's all. Parents aren't rushing to the
yeah,
store.
but that goes the same thing with UFC though.
They see Fight Night, they be like, oh no.
Thank you, Chief.
But I forgot to add this too. Like, and if for some reason you talking that, it reminded me of this. Like,
I know. They said a lot of crazy stuff, but
yeah, but then it like boom, it like boom. You know what I mean? But like, you gotta understand, EA Sports, all they have to do is contact what's his name? Dana White. That's it. Yeah. And Dana White has the rights to the likeness of all of those UFC fighters. You can't do the very same thing with boxing. Yeah. So many people you have to contact. So
right, then they won't get in the game.
Exactly.
It's like the other Fight Night game. Everybody wasn't in the game. Mayweather wasn't in the last game. So
then now EA Sports is probably like, but Trill, think about this. EA Sports probably went through all kind of hoops just to make the previous Fight Night. That they're probably like, do we really want to go through all of that again with this boxing community?
Bro, I've seen the footage of them having Carissa Shields with the green suit on. Other fighters coming in doing what
I remember that. That's what I was like, I thought it was going to go down. But maybe they were like, how come we can't get any of these other fighters?
I think it's more, maybe it's not more than that. I think it maybe comes down to the face that's going to be on that cover.
Oh, you think people are petty?
I think the world has showed that the world is petty.
They don't put anyone on the cover. I don't think no one's on the cover of the Fight Night Champion.
Just give us a game.
All right, so here's what it is, man. I'm gonna dive in. I'm looking at EA Sports. And you know what, Ned? In all your rambling, you did say something that I respect a lot. EA Sports used to be number one for basketball. Everyone used to play NBA Live. Yeah. But then at some point, it switched over to 2K. 2K became the thing. Now, I remember when that happened because Dreamcast came out. And they had released NBA 2K. And everyone was loving NBA 2K on Dreamcast. I used to do crazy stuff. I remember on the Dreamcast, I used to make my player have muscles like this big, but can hit 3-pointers. But yeah, and so everyone loved the gameplay of NBA 2K over NBA Live. And NBA 2K ended up becoming the basketball game, the number one basketball game. People don't really play NBA Live. All they have now is really Madden.
And they messing that up.
And they're starting to mess it up. And I wonder why, 2K they used to have NFL 2K, but Madden, I think, had like a lock on it.
Bought the licensing to, and the Madden, EA Sports bought the licensing to produce football games. So,
exactly. So I'm going to just do this. It's time for 2K Sports to get boxing.
Get boxing, baby.
2K Sports.
Boxing 2K.
And they got wrestling. They got wrestling. 2K got the contract to produce wrestling games. So
exactly. 2K Sports, you already make basketball games better than EA Sports. You can make the better boxing game too. Now, where G has a point is the issue with licensing for using boxers, right? But even Dreamcast had this game. I can't remember what it was called. It was a stupid boxing game, but we still played. It had like a dude Afro Thunder in it.
Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. That was dude's game.
Yeah, just make a boxing game like the way you used to do NCAA. We just need a boxing game, and then maybe the boxers will wake up. But what I would say is this: you have all these promotional companies, and you have all these managements and these teams. How come they can't just come together to make a game themselves, or to give the rights to, say, 2K Sports and then get a profit? What's happening right now is all this is doing is hurting the fighters. The sport can be even bigger. Imagine kids stop playing the boxing video game. They fall in love with boxing. Boxing is missing so much without having a video game. Eddie Hearn, I'm talking to you because you seem like one of the younger cool cats who understand. Eddie Hearn, get this done. Floyd Mayweather, I thought you said,
boxing.
Huh?
He can make it the zone boxing.
Exactly. Just make it all the zone. Just make all the zone fighters, and that game's good enough. Got Canelo, got Triple G, good enough for me.
Got Devin Haney. You know,
then Pacquiao signed for one fight. Pacquiao signed to them for one fight. So right now you got the Pac-Man. Yo, pay Floyd and you golden. Like for real. So make a DAZN boxing game. ESPN, make an ESPN boxing game. And you know what's so funny in these games? Like in this game, you can pay for like VC to make your basketball player better. Yo, make them all separate and people got to pay to have all the fighters or something. Just make the damn game.
Yeah, pay for to have tassels on your outfit. You know,
Tassels.
you might want the tassels.
Pay for legendary fighters. Pay
or dance. You know what I mean?
So all I'm saying is, yo, Eddie Hearn, man, I'm looking at you, Eddie, because you're not from the USA. So fortunately, what I've been seeing has been really making me want to visit the UK for real. Much love to the people out in the UK.
Boxing Bros headed to the UK.
For sure. Eddie, I'm looking at you. You're the one who can get this done. You don't need the USA. You're not, get this done, Eddie. Get us a damn game. All right.
Please like and subscribe. And tell us how you feel about us getting a damn game, like Gabe said. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. It's the Boxing Bros. Can we get a game, please?
Please.
We in the feeling like we